Hi, good day. This is Dr. Drew speaking from the courthouse in Bastille, where two persons have been arrested and charged for protesting this past Friday as they have been charged. We know that these charges that are unjust. We know for sure that this is a type of injustice that is being leveled against the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. Nowhere else in the Caribbean are we seeing this type of action being taken. As a matter of fact, people have a right to express their constitutional rights, and we are saying to the government of St. Kitts and Nevis, headed by Timothy Harris, that this is an abuse of state power, an abuse of the government, and leveraging all of that against the people of this country who are just expressing their constitutional rights. We know very well that there are a number of persons who in the past would have had the opportunity to protest, and nobody was denied their right to do it. But now we are seeing these two young persons being brought up on frivolous charges by an oppressive government, and as a people we must not accept this anymore. I am here with Marcella Libard. She's here as we are demonstrating to the people of St. Kitts that we will not accept this type of injustice. And so they are now in the court and they are supposed to appear before the magistrate. Morning. But what we are hearing here is that the DPP himself has called to say that he will take over this case. The DPP himself has called and said that he will take over this case. And I'm saying that we will not accept this type of injustice. And so I'm here today to protest. I'm here to demonstrate that we have our constitutional rights and the government has no right to take away our rights. People have a right to do what is peaceful, and people have a right to do what is just. So we are here to demonstrate that and demonstrate it in an effective way so that the people in the outer world can understand the type of oppression that's going on here in St. Kitts and Nevis. I have said before, and I've written on Facebook multiple times, that is as if we are in a police state where people's rights are being trampled upon. If somebody refuses or has not reached the decision to take the vaccine, we say that they are being fired, denied an income. Only place in the OECS that is taking place is here in St. Kitts and Nevis. Recently we heard the words of two persons, or two prime ministers, two leaders, in the person of the Prime Minister of Barbados and the Prime Minister of Antigua. And they have categorically said that they will not put any measures in place that will cause or deal with forced vaccination. So they do not support forced vaccination. And so people must have a choice, and their choice must be respected. And therefore, that is why we are here to support the three persons who were arrested unconstitutionally by a government that is zealous in terms of trampling on people's rights. And we are saying that we must not accept this in St. Kitts and Nevis. So that is why I am here with Comrade Marcella Libard. And so we are saying to the people of this country that we support your rights. We support your right to demonstrate in a peaceful way. And that is what was actually taking place. And what is so interesting in all of this, while they're taking away people's rights, is that on Friday, when a number of people were out, we recognize that the government came with a large police force and police presence, and they used tear gas. As I've written, about 4 people reached to the hospital for the use of, because they were affected by the tear gas. 3 of them had to be treated for respiratory illnesses, which means the tear gas affected their breathing and their lungs. And I've said that there was a young lady who was so affected that she suffered a seizure. And another young lady who I had to take in my arms with the help of another police officer stop an arbitrary vehicle get her to the hospital because we could have lost her. We could have lost her. So the abuse and the misuse of what we saw on Friday, of tear gassing people because they peacefully stand in town. And we are saying that we will not accept this. We will not accept this. This is not our country. We do not stand for this. We are a country of laws. We are a democratic country. It means therefore that we must respect our laws. The government is not above the law. Nobody in the government is above the law. The Prime Minister is not above the law. He is the Minister of National Security. And this must be laid at his feet. This miscarriage of justice cannot continue. We must stand for right. And so we are standing with the 3 young persons here today and to say to them that they had their rights. I remember in the past when there used to be demonstrations, even though I may disagree with why somebody demonstrates, I would say they have the right and I will defend their right to demonstrate. And I have said that on multiple occasions. And so I'm asking the fair-minded people here in St. Kitts and Nevis and those who may not be fair-minded at this time to take a look at what's taking place. This has nothing to do with anything else except that people's rights are being trampled upon. We don't have to all agree with each other, but in a democratic country, there's one thing that we should all agree on, is that people have rights and their rights must be respected, upheld, and one of those rights is for them to demonstrate in a peaceful way, and that must not be taken away. And so I'm here on this Facebook Live. I'm asking you to share this live with as many other persons that you can share it with, because this miscarriage of justice will not continue. Timothy Harris must not hide behind the law. It is clear that people's human rights and constitutional rights must be respected and must be defended. We are saying that we must do this. People's rights must be. This is the courthouse here where we are at demonstrating that we cannot accept this and we must not accept this at all. We are saying that. And so I'm here on this Facebook Live and we are demonstrating our rights. Yes. We are learning that the DPP is coming to take over this matter. This shows a lot of political interference, really, to try to suppress people and oppress people. The DPP must know that he is not above the rights. The DPP must know that. Timothy Harris must know that he is not above the Constitution, or any other person is above the Constitution. Under our Constitution, every person is exactly equal, whether they hold political office or don't hold political office. That is the essence of a democratic country, and we must fight for it regardless of our political affiliation. We must fight for people to have rights. We must fight for people to be able to express themselves. That's the only way in which we can defend our democracy. That's the only way in which we can stand for what is right. And so we are here saying in front of the courthouse, and people are trying to say, and I see that we are expressing our rights and we are going to say our rights, and nobody is going to infringe upon our rights. We must talk the truth even when it is inconvenient. We must talk the truth even when it is difficult. We must stand up. Let's get this Facebook Live out. Link to other pages so that people can know the miscarriage of justice that is being planned here in front of the courthouse here this morning. The 3 who were arrested have been brought to the magistrate court, and we are being told that the DPP himself is going to intervene, an extraordinary action. The same DPP who we know would have acted badly in my own case. It seems like the DPP's office is being used as a tool by this government to carry out its miscarriages of justice, to suppress people and to oppress people. And we are saying that we cannot stand by and allow this. Freedom must reign. We need freedom here in St. Kitts and Nevis. Here we are being told that there is a state of emergency, yet they are having a big CPL. A big CPL, so you can go to the park and party, but you say the right to trample on people's rights. We cannot accept that in St. Kitts and Nevis. So I'm asking the fair-minded people who believe in the Constitution, people who believe in democratic rights, to stand with these 3 young people and to say to them that you have a right to express yourself. Today, it's these 3 young people. Tomorrow, it might be you. it might be you. And so we are saying that we must defend our human rights. Can you imagine that last year during the election time, we saw almost no cases of COVID, yet the place was locked down. Now we see an increase in cases and the place is being open. They're lifting the curfew. And these are the things that people are talking about, that there's too much political interference in the health and the NEOC. Political interference in the justice system to the point where the DPP himself is coming to take this case. A miscarriage of justice, an extraordinary action. And it's obvious that there's political interference with respect to all of this. And I'm saying to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis that we cannot accept this. Timothy is not king of St. Kitts and Nevis. We do not have a king of St. Kitts and Nevis. People voted for him. This is a democracy. You vote for the leaders. Leaders come and go. But the country must stand. The country must remain. And today, we are standing for equal rights and justice. We are standing for equal rights and justice. We are saying that the young people who have been arrested, the young people who are being arraigned today, the young people who are being charged with these frivolous charges, that they will not be accepted. I want to say clearly that justice must reign. People's human rights and people's rights must not be disrespected. And so I'm keeping a close eye on the court, keeping a close eye on the decision that is to be made today, because one thing interests me, and that thing should interest all of us, and that is justice must be served. And today I want to show you the plaque that Marcella is here holding here today. Just want to share it with you, and as you can see it here, it says equal rights and justice. Every human has rights. Every human has rights, equal rights and justice. That is our simple message today, our simple but very, very tough message. We want to say to Timothy Harris, who is the head of this government, the Minister of National Security, that we are not going to accept this type of injustice. He just has to know that it will not be accepted. I want to say to the office of the DPP that we see political interference coming, as there was political interference in my case, and that too must not be accepted. We are saying that people have rights. People have rights. People must not be sent home because they choose not to take a vaccine. People have rights. I have said over and over again that I support the science of vaccine, but people have rights to determine what they should accept and not accept in their bodies. We can encourage people, educate people, but we should not mandate people. We learned of about 30 persons who were sent home, and much more are being sent home because they have not reached the point where they have taken the vaccine. So it's either you take the vaccine as you are being forced to, or you cannot eat, you cannot feed your children. No other place in the OECS that is taking place, no other place. As a matter of fact, 2 prime ministers have come out in Barbados and said that there is no mandatory vaccination, and in Antigua that there will be no mandatory vaccination. And we are saying that the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis has said to businesses and the private sector that they should insist that people take the vaccine. What other word? That means mandate the vaccine, force the vaccine. And people are being dismissed, being denied their income, being denied their livelihood, being denied the opportunity to feed their children, being denied the opportunity to advance their lives, being denied the opportunity to carry out a happy life here in St. Kitts and Nevis over a vaccine. And the government says nothing, because we heard from Timothy Harris himself that the private sector should insist that people take the vaccine. And those who have not taken the vaccine, they are being sent home left, right and center, being oppressed because of a decision that they make. And we are saying that there is no room for that here in St. Kitts and Nevis. Political interference in the judicial system, political interference in the health system, because the NEOCs, we can see now that their decision is based purely on politics at this point in time. And we have to call it for exactly what it is. So I'm asking all fair-minded people to stand for democracy. It doesn't matter who it is. Justice does not have a view of who it is. Justice is blind. All it cares about is being fair. And the fairness and the justice should be offered to all here in St. Kitts and Nevis, should be offered to all of our citizens. And so at this time, as we stand here, I'm going to ask Marcella Liebert, if she wants to say a few words to the public, and so I'll bring on Marcella at this time.
Good morning to everyone, all who are listening, all who are viewing. We're here standing up for our rights. We're here to stand with the 3 young people who were arrested on Friday. Illegally, in my opinion. Just to intimidate them and to intimidate the public at large. The message is being sent, don't stand up for your rights. Even if you're being trampled, even if they're walking all over your head, do not stand up for your rights, else you'll be arrested, as these 3 young people were arrested. And we are saying this cannot be right. This has to be wrong. And so we're calling on all the citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis to speak out and stand up against the level of injustice that's going on in this country. That people can't even hold up a placard in this country anymore. Can't even hold up a placard to protest what you think is unfair to you. And we say that can't be right. That can't be right. And so we're here at this square today to stand in solidarity with those 3 young people and their families, and to send the message that we will not be intimidated. When there's unfairness in the country and injustice, we have to stand up, and we are standing up. So we're asking the citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis to stand up, to speak out, as all of us will be trampled.
Thank you very much, Comrade Marcella. And at this time, this is me, Dr. Drew here. I'm in the square, and right behind me, you can see that there's a courthouse, and we are definitely protesting the injustice that is taking place. I will tune out for now, and then I will sign back in once the case would have been called, and to give an update of what is taking place. I just want the people up here to know, and I want Timothy Harris to know very clearly that we will not accept any injustice. Enough is enough. Democracy means something. Our country means something. The only way that our country can continue to live as a peaceful country, continue as a country of progress, is if we maintain our democratic principles. And we must not only maintain those principles when it's easy and convenient, but we must maintain them when it's hard, because it's maintaining them when it's hard that really defines us as a people. And we are people who have fought for our democracy, and we will not, of course, give it up very easily. Not to you, Timothy Harris, not to you. And to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, let's defend human rights and let's defend our Constitution. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in, and stay in tune. They are inside the courthouse now. I see somebody asking, but the case have not been called up because the DPP called to say that he wants to intervene directly. Thank you very much, and we'll see you again once the case would have been called. Take care, but stay tuned and spread the word around. Spread the word around that we are here to stand for equal rights and justice for those who are unjustly locked up and be brought to the court. Thank you.